What's up, guys? So last video we left off disassembling our built KA. This thing's sick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the last video. It'll get you off the speed. But internally, we know this engine is beautiful. It is a gem. But externally, it is filthy. Check it out. I mean, there's gunk in the head. The block's all rusty. There's more oil on the timing cover than in the engine. It's just such a mess. And Nasanda, she deserves better. So we're gonna do just that. So today, we're gonna clean this thing fully up. Now we can't get it like finished today because we are waiting on a few parts. We can get a big chunk done. So the long block's not gonna be too bad. We're gonna basically have to just degrease this thing and wire brush the living crap out of it and then spray paint the block a nice fresh black. As far as all the little parts go, this might take some time. But as you can see, I have the parts kind of separated. This is all the steel parts that I need to paint black, and then this is all the aluminum bits. We have a really cool process we're gonna be doing later that's gonna make all the aluminum look brand new. This is something I've never even heard of until recently, and honestly, I think it's gonna blow your guys' mind, and I'm really excited to see it in person. But let's get to the long block, and please stick around for the aluminum bits, because I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. So, let's just get to it and tackle all this. So this thing isn't cleaning up as easily as I'd like it to. This stuff has probably been on this engine for years and it's really caked in there. Now brake clean obviously isn't the best degreaser. I mean, no, it actually works really good. But in this case, it's gonna be fighting us. I usually hate using a steel wire wheel on a drill because it just chews it up. I mean, aluminum's soft and it kind of bites into it a little bit. But in our case, I don't think we have much of an option. So we're just gonna go at it and accept it. And it's gonna look great. And if you guys are wondering why I'm using an angle grinder on my engine, I'm not using anything abrasive. This pad is actually designed to remove gaskets on engines or sensitive parts without actually hurting the metal. The name of it?
So whatchamacallit?
I always forget the name, but get it, buy it, figure out what it is, because it's an amazing tool. So, let's get back to it. Forever later, the engine's actually looking pretty good. Now the head, of course, cleaned up pretty decent on both sides, and then the front cover was kind of a pain in the ass. This did not want to clean up, but it actually turned out, I'd say half decent. What do you think, Mike, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it looks awesome. No, I'm really happy with it. So obviously a bunch of people probably commented this like forever ago. Yes, doing a good deep degreasing and a power wash would have been the best move, and then doing this, but it's freezing out. Didn't want to get covered in ice, so I'm gonna take what I could do, and it came out pretty good. Now it is time to prep the block for paint. Now, this side's not too bad. We're probably just gonna degrease it and then actually just kind of agitate the surface with a wire brush and just give it a good surface for the paint to stick to. This side, on the other hand, is a mess. I mean, it is so filthy and rusty. We're gonna have to really work at it, but it won't be too bad. You gonna get to work with me or what?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
You look so miserable.
Dude, I just spent the day looking at wiring diagrams. I feel like you.
That sounds pretty annoying. Let's get to it. All right, this side is clean, but it was painted once and it wasn't prepped very well, so the paint's just flaking off, so we gotta strip all the paint on it. Oh well. Better than rust. I'm over it, let's paint it. All right, well this is what 4 hours of wiring wheeling looks like. This thing. Looks pretty good though, what'd you think?
It cleaned up nice.
Not bad, right?
Not bad.
This thing was stank before. So, told you guys I was gonna paint the block today, and that was a lie. Completely ran out of time. We'll do it tomorrow early morning, but once that's painted, it's gonna look beautiful. But now we gotta run to my buddy's shop because we gotta clean up all the other parts. And this is what I've been waiting for all day. This is gonna be so sick, and I'm so excited to show you guys the whole process. So, Let's hit the road. It's Connecticut. You go to someone's shop, you bring them dumping. It's just the unwritten rule. What's up, ladies?
What's going on?
What's up, kid?
How are you, big guy?
How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much.
That looks fun.
It is fun. What do you got for us?
We got some dirty ass parts. You ready to clean them?
Four KAs that are blown up. Were they all bad?
All bad.
Really?
Kind of. Damn. I know. All right, check it out. This is what we're getting cleaned up today. You think you can handle it, huh?
Yeah, dude, let's get it going.
So, two things are heavily spray painted. Is that an issue?
No, it's not going to be that big of an issue. I could strip them, but at the same time, with the vapor honing process,
I never even told them what the process was.
Oh, you didn't?
It's vapor honing.
Yeah, you gonna let these people
Wet
in on it?
blasting.
Wet. Ooh.
That's what that's what they
I
call
can
it.
go for a wet blast if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, back on track. All this stuff, we're gonna polish it up real nice. We're gonna get Jimmy Oaks back on the road.
First, we gotta take this whole thing apart.
I would like.
What is this? What is this socket I'm using right here? This is theirs. Is it like a stripped bolt remover?
Yeah, okay. So just so we're all clear, Jimmy Oaks came over to this, and instead of going in this general direction, he comes over way out here in left field. Where'd you even get that from?
It just it felt right. All right, it was
Okay.
going quick. It was a time lapse.
Well, yeah. Now we got like a.
You had this fully zoomed in. Ready? Boom. There we go. Time lapse complete. Are you stretching the bolt for me?
I'm trying, buddy.
That's the nicest thing anything that anyone's ever done for me.
Well, down here we're full service. We might even wash that truck of yours when you leave. There she goes. Just the tip, ladies and gentlemen.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
All right, before we start cleaning this thing up, we're actually gonna do a quick modification that's specific to our build. So the big issue with this car is the radiator actually sits so much lower than the engine. So I was really worried about the coolant bleeding properly. Luckily, the highest point of coolant flow on the engine is actually right here, the upper radiator hose. I figured we could take this piece, lop this off and put it there, so then our fill and bleed is at the highest spot. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, dude. And you're putting a Nissan motor in a Honda, so at this point, I mean, sky's the limit.
It'll make sense when I mock it up in the car. You guys will get it. No way. No way.
Yeah, dude. What do you think this is? My first time taking a water poured out of a Nissan intake manifold?
I'm so impressed that this worked.
What were you gonna do? Cut it down and then sort of hammer it?
I know, but I feel like it's like one of those things that you think it'll work, but it actually never does,
For the kids at home and the adult men, those are roughly the same size, and we're hoping that we can just sort of, cob it in there.
So we get this, put it in there. Doesn't look too goofy. Just a little bit. Dude, that's perfect. Thank you so much. But we both realized that I happen to buy the goofiest water neck, and it uses like a old giant Ford radiator cap. I don't know how I missed that. We're not gonna talk about it. What do you do from vaping honing?
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to hone a vape.
So this is the part of the video that I've been gassing up all day. This is where we're actually gonna make this piece right here look, this thing right here, actually look brand new. And this process, we mentioned it before, is called vapor honing, which they also call it wet blasting. It's a thing, I Googled it.
Yeah, sure, kids.
So usually when you media blast anything, it's pretty abrasive. It can pit the surface. It can embed it with some impurities, stuff like that. With this, it actually uses media that's extra fine. They just submerge it in a fluid, and I'm trying to explain. You have any info on this?
Yeah, it's essentially just like your typical glass bead blasting, but it's done wet with a lot of air pressure, a lot of water. The water acts as a insulator, so it polishes more than anything. Still got a little bit of aggressive bite. Won't change any dimensions, so cam journal stuff that really can't be messed with.
You could even do a cam journal?
Yeah, you can do anything.
That's scary.
Oil passages, stuff like that.
It'll speak for itself in a second.
So that's just stripping the paint off, and we'll get to some polishing here in a minute.
How's it look?
What does he say? Doesn't look bad for
Dude, not bad. I mean, you could tell this thing has definitely been wire wheeled a few times in its life. But look at this. Like, the inside of it looks brand new. Now the outside looks the same.
I think it's time you get in there.
You're gonna make me do it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let's just admire it for like another second, because look how good it looks. Now you're probably wondering why I'm making such a big deal about it. Well, honestly, until these guys started doing it, I've never heard of vapor honing before, ever. Like I've heard of like, you know, sandblasting and media blasting, but even using a fine media will slightly modify the metal a little bit, and you could tell this looks classy. I like it because it keeps like that nice aged look, so it doesn't look like you're just trying too hard. So let's see how this thing cleans up. Alright, so the small bits are done. Now it's on to the main piece, the intake. This is gonna take a while. Now this process is a little slow, but it definitely works. The only issue is we do have a whole layer of paint on this thing. This thing was spray painted silver once in its life, and it's all still there, just looks like crap. So I'll update you guys in stages because this one's gonna take a while. But let's just get a good before image on this thing so you guys can really see the transformation. Alright, let's get a quick teaser to see how this thing's actually going to come out. Since, you know, the turbo is new, the exhaust manifold's new, we'll have a new looking valve cover. Having the intake manifold look clean is probably one of the most important pieces to making this engine like really pop. It's probably a little hard to see because the silver paint, but like you could just see how much nicer the polished aluminum looks versus like the old paint. It's hard to see on camera, but in person it's night and day.
Or day and night.
All right, Kid Cudi.
I'll be here all day and night.
All right, forever later, the upper plenum is done, and I think it turned out a little too good.
Yeah, dude, I think in the interest of restoring parts, this came out really well.
Look, this thing got like polished. This thing's like chrome looking. Obviously, it won't probably stay like this for long. It's gonna dull out a little bit and over the next couple days.
You know what they say, chrome will get you home.
Is that a saying?
Yeah, dude, that's what they say.
Okay, well just check this thing out. It is absolutely beautiful. I know it's hard because like this is the before. It's like a silver paint, so it has like that chromish look to it. In person, it's really easy to tell, but It's gonna make the rest of the engine look so dumpy.
Well, no, I think
Okay,
that it will just
This
add.
is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go back to my shop. We're gonna get my KA and we're gonna just put it in there. All right, hear me out.
Okay, yeah, we'll just load it in there with the forklift. That'll be it.
This piece is done. It looks amazing. Before we do the other piece of the plenum right here, I'm very, very curious on how it's actually going to handle a piece that's not aluminum, something that's just actually just zinc plated like this. So this is just old corroded zinc plated ugliness. The caps are aluminum, but for the sake of science,
Oh, it's all in the interest of science now.
let's see how this comes out. Oh, you made it all wet in here, dude. What were you doing?
That's why I got gloves on for the gloves.
Ugh.
You gotta double glove it, dude. What are you, new?
All right, so this piece actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. I mean, it looks just as good as the intake. It's really, really crazy to see a stock side feed rail look this good because I've only ever seen these things, SR, KA, pretty gross looking. I mean, because they're old, but to see in this condition, it's pretty nuts. Like I said, this thing will probably corrode if I don't clear coat it or put some type of protection on it, so we just can't leave it like this. But I think it's worth trying to clear coat it and see how long it lasts. Yeah, that
Yeah.
right? That looks good. That's sick. All right, let's bang out the last piece of the intake and go home. Probably the dirtiest piece yet, but I think this one will clean up really well. And that is the throttle body. Just take it in, how filthy this thing is. I'm really excited for this piece. Let's see how it does. See you in like 20 minutes. All right, let's check it out. Now that is a transformation, holy crap. Oh, I've never seen a Nissan throttle body look this nice. Man, I gotta take all my engines apart and just bring all the accessories down here. So in love with that look. All right, so we got the intake all mocked together and it looks awesome. Upper, lower, throttle body. Dude, it looks like we just spray painted it with chrome spray paint. It looks like, you know the episode of SpongeBob when they spray paint everything chrome? You didn't know? You didn't?
I've never seen SpongeBob.
Oh my.
But
well,
anyway, back to it. It looks like we just picked it off the floor of a Japanese warehouse. Something. Where do they make these cars?
I'd assume Japan.
Yes, Japan.
Well, though they don't watch SpongeBob, they're still a great shop. If you guys are in Connecticut or Massachusetts, just drive up here and get stuff vapor home because it's dope. I don't know who anyone else, other people probably do it, but screw them. I'm biased.
Hey, dude. Yeah, screw them. Screw everybody. We're here for you guys. So if you need anything.
No, this is really cool, and I'm probably way too excited about this. You guys are probably like, "Why are you so excited?" Well, this is just cool, and I've never seen anything like it. Even though we're just blasting water with meaty in it.
Wet blasting.
That's all it is. Just a little wet blast.
Wet blast.
Yeah, tell your friends.
It looks
Come on
real
down and get a
nice.
good old wet blast.
Yeah, come on down and get a good old wet blast.
But tomorrow we'll finish up painting the engine block with everything on, and it will look beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's gonna be amazing. Everything's great, but that's it. It's late. I'm rambling on, and it's amazing. So thank you guys again.
Hey, thanks for having us, Jim.
Really appreciate it. Have fun with your
Come again
Subarus.
when you can't stay so long.
Yeah, don't let you meatloaf.
All right, get out of my shop. Go.
Keep in touch with yourself.
Get out. Get going. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm cold-hearted and broke, I cold-started and choke. I grow part with my soul, the vote harder to grow. I know why, hey, I know why, hey, yeah. I'm cold-hearted and broke, I cold-started and choke. I grow part with my soul, the vote harder to grow. I know why.